What is up? Welcome to another one. In the last video you saw that we got the camper moved down here from Clarksville to right down the road from our house. So that means we can work on this a little bit easier. We found out that the engine's locked up. So to get that unlocked, I've got some ATF. We're going to pull the spark plugs, pour the ATF in there, let it set for like a week, maybe 5 days, I don't know. Let it set for a little bit, come back over here, see if we can get it to turn over. If we get to turn over, this thing should fire right up, I think, with some, little maintenance things since it's been setting for like over 10 years or whatever. But this thing does have 60,000 miles on it, and 60,000 miles on a 22 RE, it's like nothing. So let's get those spark plugs pulled out, just ATF in here and let it set. 60,000 miles. Well, I kind of made it spilled a crap ton. Oh man. Dang it. I think I got it in all the cylinders except for that back one right there. That one was really hard. I might have to come back with a better funnel. But yeah, I'm gonna try to clean up this mess now. Nice. So we're back in the garage. We'll let the ATF sit in the Toyota. In the meantime, I would like to try to work on the AC for the wagon, which means installing this belt. About 2.5 years ago, the AC in that started squealing. I think it was a clutch issue, but at the time I didn't want to deal with it, so I just took the belt off completely. So I'd like to reinstall the belt, see if we can recreate the noise, and then kind of go from there. All right, we have the belt on the compressor. See if we can get the compressor to kick on, see if it screeches. All right. Come on. So it does it regardless. Damn it. Well, that means probably need a compressor. Damn it. All right, so we're back over here with the Toyota. We're going to try to turn it over now since the oil's been sitting in the cylinders for a good bit now. I'm going to pull the spark plugs out this time, hook it up to the truck, and then try to start it with the starter. If that doesn't work, then I'm gonna jack it up and try to get under there with a breaker bar and try to turn the motor over by hand. So fingers crossed this thing turns over.
Yeah. Alright,
well, no dice. I'm trying to get this thing at least cranked over, the engine spinning. That bad boy's locked up, so kind of screws the pooch on that one because I was trying to at least get it half-ass running to drive it home at least, or somewhere, bring it back home, and then I can move it around so Cindy doesn't complain too much about having another vehicle. But that's fine. We'll just keep on going with what we're going to do with this, hopefully figure another plan out. But I'm getting kicked out of our shop space. Her dad's going to put his tractors here, so we're going to put it outside now. But yeah, that's the end with the Toyota saga for this video. So we got the wagon pulled out for now. So now moving on to car 3 is a 2004 Honda Civic Si that I bought about a month ago for dirt cheap. It runs really good. Has a little couple of mechanical issues, nothing too bad, like suspension that needs to be changed, but the interior is absolutely disgusting. The body is pretty beat up, and that's basically how I got it for so cheap. I don't know what my plan was when I got it, but I knew that this was a good investment. So at the moment, we are going to clean up the inside, make it look as nice as we can, make it not smell like cat piss and mildew and trailer trash. And hopefully we will go trade it for a very, very good motor that I will need in the future. So let's look at the interior real quick. All right, you can see how disgusting this car is. Oh, and here we go. Door jams always tell you how disgusting a car is. Look at this. It goes down to the side skirt, bro. Oh, it's disgusting. And then you got this. I don't know how that happens. And then you have body filler. Of course, we're on a donut. Stuff like this. And then that's cracked. This doesn't even turn on. It looks like they tried to repair that one. I mean, I wish there was a way for you to smell this. Yeah, I wish I could describe the smell of it, but it's horrible. But this lady who I bought it from, I'm pretty sure lived in it for a while. She was like an older hippie lady, and I don't think she ever had a actual residence. She like moved from Texas to somewhere else to here, or at least that's what her story was. So yeah, we're going to dive in this real quick, get it washed up, cleaned up, throw it on the trailer, and try to go trade it. So let's do it.
On that car. It don't matter. We don't even got emissions. The check engine light don't matter. So, bruh, I don't want it the fuck out.
All right. Got this thing all cleaned up. Still smells pretty bad, but it looks way better. And she fires right up. I don't think I've started this thing up yet. Purring. Now we just gotta clean the outside. We're gonna put on a trailer and go do that at a car wash. And Justin finally came back.
Back in black.
So after a 240 point inspection, this kid took like 30 minutes to look over this Civic for this trade. He finally decided to do the trade with me. What I have here is a SR20 out of an S13. It is a block head, all the accessories and alternator, I mean all that stuff minus the exhaust, manifold, and the turbo. So pretty good package, but it is a part. It looks like he had taken care of everything and saran wrapped everything. He said he had the block and the head saran wrapped too before I got there, just so I could check it out. He took it all apart. He took all the saran wrap off. But everything looks like it checks out. The cylinder walls look good. There are like 2 spots that your nail kind of catches on a little bit, but I'm pretty sure with like a bore or a hone or something, the machine shop could take care of that and get it back to good condition. The crank journals look really good. I don't have any concern there at the slightest. We spun the crank itself, spins great. I checked the bearings on the actual rods because he has the rod pistons out and saran wrap too. All the bearings look pretty good except one. It looked like it maybe started losing some material, but then again, the crank looks good, so I think we're solid. Also checked out the head. The head looked good as well. Overall, I feel pretty good. I think it's a good deal on my end. I had like no money into that Civic, and that Civic needed a lot of work, and it was really disgusting. So he probably got a good deal on his end if he puts the blood, sweat, and tears into making that thing nice and maybe flipping it or doing whatever he wants to do with it. But in my eyes, I got a really cheap SR20 long block ready to go in the condition I wanted. I wanted something to put some time into, put some elbow grease in. I didn't want something running out of a car just to throw in another car. I like building stuff. I like putting stuff together and getting down and dirty and measuring stuff and just doing everything myself. I get enjoyment out of it. So with that being said, hopefully we get an S chassis to put this in sometime soon. But for now, we're just going to continue to collect the parts for a future S13 build. I know this is a short one. I know it's been sporadic. We've been on the Toyota, we've been on the Civic. Now we got an SR20. I appreciate you watching like always. I'll see you next one. Peace.